The transformative power of silence. Finding strength within. What if everything you've sought to understand and achieve began to align the moment you stopped explaining yourself? When you turn your focus inward and embrace silence, distractions melt away, clarity emerges, and the overwhelming noise of the world loosens its grip on your spirit. Instead of constantly pursuing your goals, you find that they start to come to you. In this newfound quietude, you discover that stillness becomes your greatest ally, a potent strategy for navigating life's complexities. As you embrace this stillness, the pieces of your life begin to fall into place, not through force, but through the grace of allowing things to unfold naturally. In the sanctuary of silence, you find unwavering strength and resilience. In just a few moments, I will guide you on how focusing inward and cultivating silence can become the cornerstone of your power, peace, and alignment. You were never meant to chase the noise that swirls around you. Too long have you responded to the clamor of the world, with countless voices splitting your attention, telling you who to be, where to go, and what to care about. The truth, however, is that you were not born to chase that noise. You were born to create order from it. Consider the man who squanders his energy on reaction. He is forever running, a victim of his environment. In contrast, when you turn your gaze inward and listen to the quiet voice within, you transform from a chaser to a creator. Why is this shift so powerful? Because the world will always throw distractions your way: gossip, criticism, applause, and rejection. None of these ephemeral forces can build your dreams. It is silence, the fertile soil in which ideas take root and flourish. When you let go of the noise and listen to your inner self, you can identify what truly matters to you, free from external opinions that cloud your judgment. To find this quiet space, begin by eliminating unnecessary chatter, declining futile conversations, and embracing solitude over shallow relationships. Take time to sit with your goals, write them down, and refine them in being quiet. Then, take action. Picture this scenario. In a workplace, two individuals exist in parallel. One spends his days boastfully discussing future ambitions, while the other listens, learns, and amasses valuable knowledge and skills. After a year passes, guess who earns a promotion? The dreamer or the doer? The answer is clear. Now, reflect on your own life. How much energy are you losing in conversations that yield no fruits? What extraordinary achievements could you accomplish if you ceased explaining yourself to those who fail to grasp your vision? In stillness, you build a fortitude that noise cannot shake. When a man learns the art of being truly still, he discovers the reservoirs of great power that reside within. But this strength is subtle, building quietly, like water accumulated behind a dam, growing heavier and more steadfast over time. Too many people mistake frenetic movement for progress, getting caught up in a whirlwind of activity that leads them nowhere. The truth is, you do not need to be everywhere at once. Your effectiveness in your current space is what truly counts. This effectiveness begins with stillness, contemplating before acting and choosing your words carefully before speaking. In silence, your thoughts become powerful instruments. In noise, they scatter aimlessly like dust. To cultivate inner strength, create time for quiet reflection. Review your intentions daily. Protect your mental space as a blacksmith guards his fire from the wind. Envision a man who prioritizes quiet time before his work. He doesn't engage in idle talk or arguments, and while others may mock him for his serious demeanor, he is prepared when opportunities arise. Do you treat your time as something sacred, or do you let it slip away, moment by moment? Remember that what grows in stillness remains robust, while what flourishes in noise often fades away. You must master your attention the way a warrior guards his weapon. Your focus is your most prized possession. Where you direct your attention, your energy flows, shaping your future, whether it grows or disintegrates. So, what are you directing your attention toward? Are you consuming negativity, gossip, sensational news, or are you creating meaning in your life? Each instance, you allow trivial matters to hijack your mind. You surrender a fragment of your power. It's not monumental mistakes that lead most to their downfall. It's the myriad of small leaks, frivolous conversations, and unnecessary gatherings that drain their potential. These seemingly harmless distractions are thieves, robbing you of your most valuable resource. A wise individual recognizes this truth and becomes fierce in protecting their attention. They do not squander it on noise. They refrain from scattering it on inconsequential matters. They choose what enters their mind with the same deliberation a soldier applies to choosing his battles. Just as a skilled swordsman sharpens his blade, you must sharpen your focus, maintain its purity, and use it deliberately. In our distraction-laden world, attention equates to power. When you choose to focus on your inner self, something extraordinary transpires. Your energy begins to multiply. Your mind lightens, ideas materialize, and time stretches. Small efforts feel significant, and you find clarity and purpose. In contrast, when your attention is dispersed, you weaken yourself, not out of inherent inadequacy, but due to internal fragmentation. Part of your mind wanders into the past, while another lingers in the future. Your thoughts become tangled in someone else's chaos or mired in yesterday's missteps, leaving you fatigued, disoriented, and ineffective. There is an old craftsman in every town, not drawing attention to himself. He doesn't chase every opportunity or attend every gathering. Instead, he diligently sharpens one tool, perfects one skill, and pursues one purpose day after day. As time passes, he becomes the master that others come to rely upon, not because of the recognition he sought, but due to the quiet dedication he invested in his craft. This illustrates how true power functions. It doesn't shout, it simply exists in its fullness. When the moment arrives to act, the man who has grown in the shadows won't hesitate. He steps forward with quiet confidence, not in arrogance, but in calm assurance, for he has put in the necessary, unseen work. The pivotal question is not whether you desire success. Most do. But whether you're ready to cultivate that success in silence. Are you disciplined enough to pursue your goals without an audience? Can you persistently show up when feedback is absent, when validation is a ghost, and when it feels as though no one cares? If you can withstand those lonely mornings and grind through uninhibited nights, continually refining your craft without the need for applause, you won't just grow, you will rise. When the world finally recognizes your accomplishments, they won't matter if they overlooked the hard work that preceded it. You will already be strong, prepared, and extraordinary. This is the essence of flourishing in the dark. Not merely achieving success, but attaining self-mastery. The outcome is not just admiration, but genuine excellence. True greatness unfolds away from the masses, where its roots grow, nurtured by the quiet. In our modern, noise-filled existence, Silence is often feared. Every minute is filled with sound, music in every vehicle, advertisements in every application, and opinions echoing in every nook. Yet, a man of depth understands the immense value of silence, chipping away at it as if it were precious gold. Because it truly is. Silence isn't simply an absence of sound. It's the abundant presence of self-awareness. It's the arena where your focus sharpens, your resolve strengthens, and your future crystallizes. Ask yourself, do you treat your mind like a masterfully crafted sword, or do you treat it like a rag? Do you navigate your life with precision, or do you let distractions dictate your path? Every moment spent in silence is a worthwhile investment. Each hour dedicated to focused effort is a chance for refinement. Each decision to ignore the trivial is a declaration of sovereignty over your mind, your future, and your power. Assert your attention, prioritize it as you would a cherished weapon. Let others pursue the noise while you cultivate clarity. As others dissipate their energy, you sharpen your focus. While others become lost in the chaos, you unearth your true self. Growth often happens when no one is watching. Many seek the facade of victory, desiring to be seen climbing mountains and admired along the way. Yet, few are willing to take the climb in silence or endure the unseen struggles required to reach the summit. This is where true power lies, operating in obscurity, sweating in anonymity, stumbling without an audience, and rising again unseen. Many crave recognition more than results. They chase approval rather than progress. Yet, all authentic greatness starts in solitude, away from prying eyes. It is in darkness that the roots of all that is powerful anchor and expand, preparing you to rise. Understand that no strong man forges his strength in public view. He becomes formidable when no one is looking, when the room is empty, applause unheard, and witnesses absent. This is the breeding ground for resilience, enabling one to rise unnoticed before facing the world. The man who learns to thrive in silence becomes invincible. He is not dependent on applause to start. He does not await validation to continue. His motivation arises from within. While many talk about their intentions, he is already in action. The rare few seek growth instead of admiration. They understand that the path to greatness requires loneliness. But that loneliness is not solitude. It is the crucible that refines you, where all distractions are eliminated and only the essence of truth remains. Why is this vital? Because the world is focused on visible outcomes rather than intentions. No one receives accolades for dreams expressed. Rewards await those who realize their visions. You may tell the world how committed you are and how dedicated your aspirations are, but if your work happens away from the spotlight, it matters little. Success requires the freedom to be without the urge to impress. You are most liberated when immersed in your work, free from expectations and comparisons, free from judgment. In this space, you can embrace failure without fear and achieve success without needing validation. It's where your thoughts gain clarity, your identity consolidates, your mission sharpens. Imagine the apprentice no one pays attention to. He remains quiet, diligent, and unassuming while others boast about their ambitions. Day after day, he learns in the shadows, improving gradually. His mistakes become lessons. His discipline is hidden from view. As his peers chase approval, he pursues excellence quietly. Then, without great fanfare, the master eventually steps back. And in the midst of shock and surprise, the once overlooked boy steps up to lead, not through request, but by merit. His preparation was invisible, his discipline unnoticed, but his readiness is now apparent. This, my friend, is how genuine power manifests. It doesn't proclaim itself, it simply exists. When the time comes, the person who has grown in the shadows won't waver. They step forward, not in hubris, but in serene assuredness, because they've consistently put in the labor necessary to excel. Ultimately, the genuine question isn't whether you yearn for success. Most do. The deeper question is if you're willing to strive for that success in silence. Are you capable of maintaining your discipline when others treat your dedication as inconsequential? In the end, every moment you invest in building your foundation is an act of profound strength. Learn to embrace silence, cultivate your craft diligently, and grow in the dark. For when the time comes for you to step into the light, you won't need validation. You'll be equipped, ready, and undeniably great. Embrace silence, for it is at the gates of your true power, and only by mastering it can you become unstoppable. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.